Hello class, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So students, welcome once again to your maths class. I, Anchal Singh, welcoming you all once again to your maths class. So class, in our previous session, as you all know that we were on exercise 8.4 and we have completed that as well. Now in today's topic, I am going to start with the next topic, that is types of fractions. So first of all, I'll elaborate the meaning of all the different types of fractions. So let's begin with the topic. Chapter number 8. Chapter number is 8. Common fractions. The topic is common fractions and we will discuss different types of fractions. So we will discuss the different types of fractions. So as I have elaborated in the as I have told you in the last section, there are 6 different types of fractions. Okay, so now we will discuss each one of them one by one, starting with the first one, that is like fractions. The first is like fractions. That is like fractions. Now what is like fractions? Fractions have same denominators are called like fractions. For example, they have given. So which are the like fractions? So like fractions are those fractions which have same denominators. Okay, so like fractions कौन सी fractions होते हैं? इनके सबके denominators same होते हैं. So what are like fractions? So you have to write it in your notebook. Okay. Okay. So fractions having same denominator, fractions having same denominator are called like fractions. So जिन fractions के denominators same होते हैं, they are known as like fractions. The example: 7/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 9/6. So देखिए इन सबका डिनोमिनेटर क्या है? So they all have the same denominator, that is 6. Okay, so 6 is the denominator for all these fractions. So these are the examples of like fractions. So the like fractions are those fractions which have same denominator. Clear? Chalo. Moving next to the second one, that is unlike fractions. Second is unlike fractions. Now which are unlike fractions? So देखिए unlike fractions क्या होती हैं बेटा? Fractions having different denominators. Fractions having different denominators are termed as unlike fractions. So जिन fractions के जो denominators हैं अलग अलग होते हैं, उनको हम बोलते हैं unlike fractions. तो लिखिए fractions having different denominators different denominators are called unlike fractions. Okay, so जिन fractions के denominators अलग अलग होते हैं, different denominators होते हैं, उनको हम बोलते हैं, they all are known as unlike fractions. So the example can be 2/3, 4/6. Okay, 2/3, 4/6, 9/11, 3/9. Okay. So as you can see, that means etc. Here also etc. That is etc. So the fractions having different denominators are called unlike fractions. So जो fractions जिसके अलग अलग denominators होते हैं, उनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? We call it as unlike fractions. So the fractions having different denominators are termed as unlike fractions. Clear? So you have to write it in your notebooks. Okay, don't forget to write it in your notebooks. Make sure that you all write it in your notebooks. Okay, आपको ये सब चीज़ें explain करनी है अपनी notebook में. चलिए, moving next to the third fraction, that is unit fractions. Now we will move to the third type of fractions, that is unit fractions. The third type of fraction is unit fractions. Now, what is unit fractions? Fractions with numerator 1 are called unit fractions. Okay, so जो fractions जिसका जो numerator है that is 1. So the fractions that are having 1 as their numerator, they are termed as unit fractions. So the fractions that are having 1 as their numerator, they are known as unit fractions. तो लिखिए, fractions with numerator 1, fractions with numerator 1, fractions with numerator 1 are called fractions with numerator 1 are called unit fractions. Fractions with numerator 1 are called unit fractions. For example is 1/8, 11, 1/9, 1/7, etc. So as you can see or observe that all these fractions, they have the same numerator, that is 1. तो जितनी भी हमारे पास यहाँ fractions दी हुई हैं, इन सबका numerator क्या है? 1. So all are having this 1 as their numerator. So that means this is unit fraction. So these are known as unit fractions. So the fractions with numerator 1 are called unit fractions. For example, 1/8, 1/11, 1/9 and 1/7. Clear? So this is the third fraction, type of fraction. You can pause it here and note it down in your notebooks. Moving next to the proper fraction. The fourth is proper fractions. Now what is proper fractions? Proper fractions क्या होती हैं? A fraction whose denominator is greater than numerator is called proper fraction. So proper fractions कौन सी होती है बेटा? जिनका denominator उनके numerator से बड़ा होता है. So the fractions whose denominator is greater than its numerator are termed as proper fraction. Okay? So write down the fractions whose numerator is, sorry, not numerator, whose denominator, a fraction whose denominator is greater than its numerator are called proper fraction. Are called proper fractions. So those fractions whose denominator is greater than its numerator are termed as proper fractions. For example, so the example is 2 upon 3, 4 upon 9, 5 upon 10, 6 upon 11, 7 upon 9, etc. So as you can see in the given examples, all the denominators are greater than its numerator. जितने भी denominators हमने लिखे हैं वो उनके numerator से बड़े. 3 is greater than 2, 9 is greater than 4, 10 is greater than 5. So the fractions whose denominator is greater than its numerator, they are termed as proper fractions. Okay? So this is the third and the fourth type of fraction, that is unit fractions and proper fractions. So you can pause your videos and note it down in your notebooks. Check. Moving next to the fifth one. The fifth type of fraction is improper fractions. The fifth type of fraction is improper fractions. That is improper fractions. Now what is improper fractions? A fraction whose denominator is less than its numerator is called an improper fraction. So देखिए proper क्या, जिसके denominator numerator से बड़े होते हैं, and similarly जिसके numerator denominator से बड़े होंगे, you can say the denominator is smaller than the numerator, they are known as improper fractions. Okay, so write down what are the improper fractions. The fractions the fractions whose denominator, the fraction whose denominator is less than its numerator, the fraction whose denominator is then less than its numerator are called improper fractions. So the fractions whose denominator is less than its numerator, they are called improper fractions. So the example is 4/3, 6/5, 9/4, 5/2, etc. So as you can see, all the denominators in this given examples, all the denominators, they are less than its numerator. So they all are the examples of improper fraction. They all are the example of improper fraction. Clear? Check. Moving next to the sixth one, the last type of fraction, that is mixed fractions. So now what is mixed fractions? When we combine a number with a proper fraction, we get a mixed fraction. So जब आप एक proper fraction के साथ एक number को combine कर देंगे, that is known as mixed fraction. So when we combine a number with mixed fraction, with a proper fraction, that is known as mixed fractions. For example, जैसे कि 4:2/3. एक number 4/2/3 is a proper fraction. 4 को डालते हैं, that is a mixed fraction. 6/9 is a proper fraction. Attach to number 3. So this became mixed fraction. Okay? Okay. Mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. When we combine a number with a proper fraction, we get a mixed fraction. Okay, so when we combine a number with a proper fraction, we get a mixed fraction. So the example is 2:4/7, 3:3/6, 2:1/4. Okay, so these all are the examples of mixed fraction. देखिए 4/7 is a proper fraction and we have combined a number of 2 here, so it became a mixed fraction. Similarly, 3/6 is a proper fraction and we combined a number 3 and it became a mixed fraction. Similarly with the next one as well. Clear? So these are the different kinds of fractions that we had done. Now in the next topic we had some practical problems that is related to the same. So that we will start in the next session. Okay, and this is from my today's session class. So with this I'm just ending the session here only. So I'll see you again very soon in the next session. So till then everybody have a great day.